All right, man. So here we go. Wilder, Fury. Hope y'all watched it. Controversial ending at the end of the fight. Cards, I think 113, 113. One was 111, 115. And the other one was, I think, 110, 114. So interesting, man. 113, 113. 111, 115 for Wilder. And the last card was for Fury, I think the 110, 114. So interesting. I had Fury winning the fight. He was outboxing Wilder, utilizing the jab, herky jerky movement, good footwork. He was outboxing him. Let me see. I had him up, I believe, one through, let me see. I'm gonna have to give Wilder, I think, maybe the third or the fourth round. So Wilder came out of there, by the hairs of his chinny chin chin, hairs of his chinny chin chin. Um, just because Fury wasn't really doing much in one of those rounds. I think either the third or the fourth. And after that, Fury was moving around. Wilder was missing wildly, like everybody has said about him throughout his entire career. All of the windmills, all of the swing and misses, to the body. He tried to go to the body. He landed some solid shots earlier on, but really couldn't get going in the fight because Fury was negating that with the jab and all of his herky jerky movement. He was in and out. He was circling. He was he was throwing feints. He was slipping punches. He was ducking. He was blocking. He was doing a pretty good job. He was doing a pretty good job with all of that. He was controlling the fight all the way up into maybe I would say the eighth round. And after that, it started getting a little bit sloppy. Wilder, I mean, both of these guys were holding, hugging. It wasn't that bad of a hugging match, like I thought it was gonna be. It happened, but it wasn't. It wasn't as often. And then you saw Wilder knock him down. Uh, I forget which round he knocked him down in. But I remember the 12th. Of course, he knocked him down in the 12th. And he knocked him down twice in the fight. So the fight ends up being a split decision draw. So here's where I have a problem with the ending of the fight. I have a problem because a lot of people say Fury should have won, right? So let's go back to the Danny Jacobs Triple G fight. We all remember that fight, those of us that love boxing. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the Triple G Danny Jacobs fight. Danny Jacobs is in there being herky jerky, being slick a little bit with Triple G boxing, manages to get knocked down earlier in the fight. He got knocked down one time. After that, the fight went on to the 12th and final round. Triple G ends up getting a decision. He walks away with the win with one knockdown. And a lot of people still feel to this day that Danny Jacobs pulled out in that fight after the knockdown. But a lot of people say, oh man, he got knocked down, so it was no way he was gonna win that fight. It's no way he was gonna win that fight, man. A lot of people all online, Twitter, everywhere, everybody everywhere, Facebook, everywhere you can think of. Everybody was suggesting that Danny Jacobs lost the fight due to the fact that he was knocked down one time and he came back and put on a boxing clinic against Triple G. And everybody was going, oh, but Triple G's jab, he was this, he was that. Okay. So now we fast forward to 2018, December 1st. And we're in here, we in here watching a Wilder Fury pay-per-view match. Fury gets knocked down two times and it's a split decision draw. You tell me. You tell me. I mean, we have to be realistic with these things in boxing, man. You know, we have to be realistic as fans. It doesn't make any sense how this stuff continues to go on and on and on. Now, I pulled for Wilder to win this fight. I also love Tyson Fury because of what he did to Vladimir Klitschko. So I'm a big fan of his. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. You got floored 2 times in this fight. It's no way that it should have been a split decision. It's no way. Not if Triple G was able to get out of there against Danny Jacobs with one knockdown. It's just no way. And this is a heavyweight fight. Fury didn't hurt Deontay Wilder, and he did knock him down at any time in the fight. So you can jab and pity pat and do all this stuff all you want to. At the end of the day, you didn't do anything to hurt, stumble, knock the man down, nothing. You got floored 2 times in the fight. And let's get to the nitty gritty of this thing. And I hate to be the one, talking about these referees and, oh, well, it was the refs, this and that. I had one problem with the referee. When he would go with his count, he would when Fury got up on the first knockdown. He did this twice. Fury got up on the first knockdown. He was counting, and then he asked him, "Was he okay?" Then after he asked, "Was he okay?" he would ask for him, "Oh, can you walk for me over here? Walk over here for me." He was buying so much time for Fury to get his senses back. It just doesn't make any dang on sense, man. It doesn't make sense. That was the first knockdown. Second knockdown, Fury was pretty much lights out. I mean, lights out. My brother, he was basically saying it was a slow count. I wasn't even really paying attention to the count. I was just waiting to see if he was going to get up. He got up, and the referee did the same exact thing. One thing I can't say, he was consistent, but he did the same exact thing. "Oh, can you walk for me over here? Walk for me over here." Buying time. That shouldn't have happened. Normally, when they say, "Are you all right? Can you continue?" the fighter gives him his gloves, and then he says, "Continue." And that's when the opposing fighter can run in and do what he got to do against the fighter. We've all seen this stuff thousands of times, man. Thousands of times we've seen this stuff. So it doesn't make any sense for this guy to buy time like that for Tyson Fury. If he was getting knocked out, he was getting knocked out. It doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? He got knocked down 2 times in the fight, man. 2 times, and you bought time for him twice. 2 times in the fight, time was bought for him twice after the knockdowns. You tell me. I mean, everybody has an opinion, man. Whatever you guys' opinion is, it is what it is. I'm not going to get on here and do a whole rant and rave and go crazy and throw my voice all up in the air and use all these curse words. At the end of the day, you do the math. Go back and watch that Triple G Danny Jacobs fight, and then and read the comment section. You're gonna see people saying Danny Jacobs lost because he got knocked down. You tell me, okay? You tell me. You tell me. On that note, congratulations to both of those guys that got in there and put on a good show. I got my money's worth, so I'm pretty happy with that. 70 some dollars, $74 for the fight. So I wanted to support both of these guys, and I did that, and I feel like I got my money's worth. So I can't wait for all of the rest of the matches to come up. AB, Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, Spence. You know, whatever bum Keith Thurman is going to be fighting next, and Sean Porter. We know he fighting bums, and we saw a couple of good fights tonight with Ortiz doing his thing in there against a perennial bum, and Hurd. He got in there and did what he had to do, and I'm also upset about Charlo getting in the ring, going wild like that on that dude. That man is a class act. He didn't do anything to be disrespectful, and that shouldn't have happened. But basically, how he talked to him and how he was cursing the dude out and all of this stuff, man, that stuff don't make sense. I mean, you want to fight with this guy, you don't feel like you gotten your just due in boxing, you feel like you've been shysted a whole lot. I get it, but he didn't deserve that. You know, just say you want the fight, you want him next. The man said you was next. He got the right to fight who he wants to fight next. He is the champ. He's a sole controller in the division right now. So it is what it is. Anyway, man, I'm out. Y'all have a good one.